Hello and welcome to this brand new episode of Generation, up with an enthusiastic young individual guy, Ider Khoskhuu. Ider is a person that dreams big. Moreover, he is very interested in many sports such as climbing, swimming, playing basketball, and volleyball. His other major pastimes are playing piano and cooking. And he has successfully graduated from a degree in business administration in Australia in 2021. For the last 2 years, he has been working as a program specialist for culture at the Mongolian National Commission for UNESCO.
Good day everyone, my name is Ider. It's really nice to be here with you today at the MNB World, and thank you very much for inviting me. And I work as a program specialist for culture at Mongolian National Commission for UNESCO, and I'm also the founder of Road to Dream NGO, and I'm a person who loves playing basketball, playing piano, and I'm a very active guy, and I also love cooking and drinking coffee, and that's just a brief intro about me.
This morning, as usual, we can find Ider on his way to work. Please tell us a bit about your daily morning routine.
Well, my typical day starts with me having a cup of coffee, especially a double shot Americano, and I sit in a coffee shop before my work schedule starts. So I do the tasks that are the most urgent, and also when I finish the tasks that are the urgent, I do the tasks that are very important. So I just work a lot, and that's how my typical day starts. And during the weekends, I go for running and I go for hiking, and I try my best to be active, to enjoy my life as much as possible because I'm a young person.
What responsibilities do you have at work as the program specialist for culture at the Mongolian National Commission for UNESCO?
And UNESCO is a specialized UN agency that has a mandate for cultural science, human science, and natural science, and as well as education. And my role here is in charge of the cultural sector, and there are 6 UNESCO's cultural conventions which Mongolia has ratified so far. My job is to implement the convention and to act as the focal point as well as the coordinator, basically like a bridge that connects the Mongolian government and also UNESCO through cooperation and within the framework of the SDGs and within the framework of the government action plan, UNESCO's objectives. We do implement a lot of projects and initiatives here in Mongolia. So that's just a brief intro about my work. Okay, it's gonna be a very busy but very productive day, so let's head up to my work.
Ider started his work at the Mongolian National Commission for UNESCO back in 2020. He is still a rather new member of the crew. He acts as the focal point for the State Party of Mongolia and UNESCO, and contributes to the implementation of the UNESCO 1954, 1972, 2003, 2005 conventions in Mongolia. Stay with us to learn more about this young individual living his best possible life. What keeps you busy at work, and what are you working on today?
I love my job because I get to involved with domestic stakeholders as well as international stakeholders. So I do collaborate with government agencies, non-governmental organizations, private sector, international organizations such as different UNESCO's cluster office, especially one with the UNESCO Beijing office, which is the regional office for 4 countries, and we do collaborate with other UN agencies as well. And UNESCO, well, I say that there are 6 conventions, right? So each 6 UNESCO's convention has its own intergovernmental committee, and it has its own relevant advisory bodies. So we do join a lot of intergovernmental committee conferences.
Did you know? The Mongolian National Commission for UNESCO has always been an initiator, implementer, liaison, and coordinator for the development of UNESCO-Mongolia relations and cooperation, and advises the government on relevant issues. It has also played an important role in reflecting the global goals set by UNESCO in the field of public policy. Which part of your work do you love the most?
A lot of conference sub-activities were organized, and Mongolia has presented its candidature to the World Heritage Committee election for the first time. and there was many elections, and it's like a UN General Assembly. It's a very big conference, and Mongolian delegations participated, and we do join a lot of international conferences, and would love to host one in Mongolia when the COVID situation will be better. The second thing I love my job is I get to learn so much, because the people I work with are very amazing in all matters with their expertise, because my current job is going to help me where I want to reach in my future. So it's a big stepping stone for me to become who I want to be and to able to contribute to my country's growth someday a lot. So I love my job because of its purpose, and I do feel a sense of belonging, and I'm very motivated every day to become better and to do as much as I can for the betterment for everyone, basically, to help people, because I'm a person who loves helping people, and that's basically a big description that describes who I am.
Ider works on maintaining and enhancing strong and strategic working relationships with the all concerned, either national or local authorities, cultural institutions, relevant intergovernmental and NGOs, international and regional organizations, and private sector, and to plan, design, and implement culture programs and projects. Why did you choose UNESCO?
Well, to look back to my high school years, I used to join a lot of Mongolian debates, and people used to tell me, well, that's just a debate, there's nothing very significant, nothing very useful there. But there was a conference that was organized in 2016, and I joined a Mongolian UNESCO conference as a delegate. And there I got the inspiration, well, someday I really want to become an actual staff at UNESCO, and that's where I got the inspiration from in 2016. And then during my studies in Australia, I used to look back and think, hey, where I want to become, who I want to become, and what's my vision, mission and purpose, and what are my values. And I think it's very important for young people like me and for everyone to reflect where they want to become and why they want to become. The why part is so important. So for me, I love helping people, and not only helping people, I love international relations. And that's very important, and that's very inspiring for me. So I was like, okay, when I go back to Mongolia, I should start as an internship, because we will start from nothing. We will start from bottom. We will start from zero. And then only consistency, persistence, and great hard work will help us allow to reach at the top.
He has created the Road to a Dream NGO. The NGO has organized a campaign against inaccessibility and quality of education by offering free education to more than 200 children in Mongolia. And he was an executive consultant of the Council of International Students Australia from 2019 until 2020. He gained a lot of valuable experience there. Could you share with us about the Road to a Dream NGO?
So when I said I used to organize a lot of conferences and events for people and volunteering activities, I realized that there is a huge gap, educational gap, especially the high quality education is inaccessible to some areas of Mongolia. So I wanted to help people as much as I can to start my own NGO, because I think it starts from my 10th grade as well, because I used to have a very close friend who was a very great friend to me, and we used to, play basketball and do the fun stuff as a child. And unfortunately, I lost my friend at my 10th grade, and he was not from a very wealthy background. He was just a normal student, and he worked so hard every single day, and when I look back, I didn't really help my friend so much, so I wanted to help people just like my friend. So I wanted to help people to reach their goals, and even if I don't really directly help them to reach their goals, I still wanted to become a great influence, allowing people, hey, you can do this because you can achieve more than you can, and you're more special than you think of. So I wanted to help children and the youth to become active, to become a great global citizen as well. So that's why we started the Road to Dream NGO, and with this regard we have organized a lot of projects, sub-projects like debates, social media campaigns, and scientific conferences, small events, small tours as well. So there was few activities and it was great.
His normal workday has just finished. Our next destination is the mountains. He likes climbing mountains. He feels inspired by the mountain environments. What kind of sports are you interested in?
All right, on weekends, one way to start my day is going for hiking. And hiking is healthy and it's very interesting. And it's also really a great way to spend time with your friends, with your family. And hiking is also one way to relieve and overcome your stress and gives you that energy. So it's beautiful. Well, regarding sports that I love, well, hiking, running, basketball and soccer are the sports that I like, and it allows me to be very active, and sport is always good for your mind, for your body and for your everything. And yeah, and let's enjoy the morning with fresh, nice hiking.
He was an executive consultant of the Council of International Students Australia. He initiated an employability project for undergraduate and TAFE students across all states of Australia and provided strategical consultations to the undergraduate office of CISA and advocated on key international student issues in Australia concerning the COVID-19 pandemic and delivered a proposal to the Government of Australia. In that time, he had learned to work independently. Ider was good in managing his time for maximum results. What beneficial skills did you learn when you were studying in Australia?
I studied Bachelor of Business Administration in Australia and spent 3 years there and had many memorable moments, such as spending time with my friends, studying inside a library until the next morning. We did a lot of overnight studies. It was not really productive, but still it was a great experience and memory with my friends, because us as a team with the study group, with the common goal, we helped each other to go through some difficulties and helping each other, and going to McDonald's all the time to eat some burger, to have some beer, to inside a pub. That was really usual thing. So the highlighting thing that I have learned personally there was treat everyone equally, and I think that's very important to treat everyone equal, because everyone deserves to be treated equal nowadays. And I think we should change our systematic thinking, and we should change how we operate, how we think and how we run everything. And also I learned that we all should collaborate, because we are all one, and us working as a team, that's the key way to reach success.
Our next destination is his home. As we mentioned before, he is interested in playing the piano. He is a hard-working young guy and has learned to be patient. He never stops learning. There are still so many things he's learning all the time. But the main thing is being independent and making decisions himself. The piano has influenced him in a positive way.
That was my piano performance. Well, piano is indeed the greatest part of my life, and I've been learning piano since 3rd grade, which my grandma has strongly encouraged me to learn piano. And firstly, I really hated piano, to be honest. But as I played day by day, I started to fall in love with the piano. And I think it is a perfect way to relieve from stress, and I think it's a perfect way to discover more about ourselves and to also develop the artistic ability of a person. So piano will definitely increase you personally, spiritually, intellectually. So And yeah, everyone loves music, and I think music is one of the reasons why we live. And it's something that is very important, and piano is like a part of myself, a great part of my life. So hope you liked it.
He is the oldest child in his family. He is a very responsible brother. In his free time, he loves to play the piano and also enjoys cooking. What is the best memory of your childhood?
I was not a really good student. My grades were really bad, and I was very naughty, always used to get in trouble, fighting, disturbing my classmates and getting my teachers pissed off at me. And well, I was a very naughty student, but I was very active and I was very shy, not confident in myself. But I always had a big dream and big passion, and I always wanted to grow. Although I was not the best student in my class, I always tried to get better.
How do you see yourself in the future? In 10 years, what do you hope to achieve?
Definitely, to be specific, timely, and measurable, well, I will have already done my master's degree studies, well, that's for sure. But I also want to develop a small learning center for students where we can provide free quality education for students, and to create that kind of a culture of sense of belonging and sense of purpose for children, and where they can believe in themselves, I can do something. So I may say very unrealistic or very naive dream, but that is the big vision I want to get there. And I want to create that kind of a system where not only Mongolians try to study abroad, but abroad in a foreign country, I want other international guests to talk like, hey, Mongolia is a beautiful country. I want to study in Mongolia because Mongolia has one of the highest education quality in the world, specifically in Asia-Pacific region. Mongolia's economy is great, Mongolian people are friendly, Mongolian culture is irreplaceable with many tangible and intangible cultural heritage, and Mongolia is great for tourism. I want people to talk like that, and would love if it happens, and will do my best.
What would you like to say to our audience at the end of our episode? Some good advice? Maybe a word of wisdom? Or anything else you think is important?
We always try to compare ourselves with someone. And we always try to blame, saying that I'm bad, or all these negative comments to ourselves. And we have a really big spectrum of opportunities in our life, and we have amazing, significant potential, but we always limit ourselves. We always limit ourselves, saying that I can't do it. Instead of saying I can't do it, we should actually firstly try. And once we try, we will understand. So without trying, don't say I can't do it. Just try. And secondly, respect. That is the biggest value of my life. Whether that person is a teacher, a CEO, a pianist, or a minister, or anyone, a chef, a cleaner, it can be anyone. But you have to respect anyone regardless of their age, their religion, their gender, their background, their interest, where they're from. Because we are living in a global world, and we should accept the differences we live and we see in our life, because that differences, that multiculturalism is a strength, and we should respect ourselves, and not only ourselves but everyone around ourselves. And I think that is lacking in Mongolia, that we should do your best, because you can and you will reach where you want to reach. So we all have the potential, so don't give up and never ever give up. So be the person you want to become and be the change you want to see in the world. Thank you very much.
Well, this is where this episode of Generation comes to an end. However, today we have learned a lot from our guest, Ider, and how important is it to have a big dream and to stand up for being yourself and your values. Thank you for spending your time with us. We'll see you, our viewers, again in a fortnight.